Okay. Okay. So what I basically said for purpose of recording, as I heard already, that orientation is one of the most important programs that one can give. I've been involved in the giving to the vice district governors going for district governor elect, and also giving it to the club presidents. The reason I say that is because we're now recording. I just want to make sure that everybody has that in their recording. The organization, as I say, is called the International Association of Lions Club, which is a mouthful. And simply we call it Lions Club International, or LCI. But in reality, starting next year, we've changed the name, the common brand name, to be just Lions International. And we find that's easier for the rank and file members to believe and understand what we are, and also understand that the Lions emblem that you see, receive, and are wearing, the lapel pin, has on the very top Lions and on the bottom International. So although we are Lions International and we're not generally using the word clubs, clubs are still very, very important, more so, because understand that the clubs run the district and the state, and the members run the clubs, and the districts and the state basically are then supported by the international directors. So it's not top down, it's bottom up, so to speak, in that list, that members are so very important. And we believe that there needs to be a proper orientation. Today, I heard there's a woman on who just joined, which is great. She just joined in February, was just inducted. So this is perfect for her. And for those who've been through this many times, that is still going to be beneficial for you as well. We have on the screen right now let me just get to it. Okay, there we go. Trying to figure out where you flipped on here. So there we go. So we have a vision, we have a mission, we have a motto, and we have a slogan. And I'm going to work backwards because when we have the slogan, and the slogan, which is Lions, Liberty, Intelligence, Our Nation's Safety, some people have said that we really should be loving individuals offering needed services. And I think that that term really defines more what we do than just liberty, intelligence, our nation's safety. We have a motto, that's we serve. And every year, the international president will have a theme. And in that theme, there will always be something about we serve. And this year, international president's theme is service from the heart. And I bring you greetings, by the way, from Doug Alexander, who's the international president, who's from New York. And he loves these programs with orientation and membership orientation. And he's not able to attend all of them. So I'm here on his behalf and giving you his well wishes. We have a mission. Now, the mission that many of the clubs have in their constitutional bylaws, or they've heard, is the old mission. And as of this past year, if you take a look at the standard club constitutional bylaws that clubs that don't have a constitutional bylaws will follow, there is a new mission statement in there. There's a little bit of a mouthful. To empower Lions clubs, volunteers, and partners to improve health and well-being, strengthen communities, and support those in need through humanitarian services and grants that impact lives globally and encourage peace and international understanding. What we're doing is creating a mission now that stands for Lions Club International and also stands for Lions Club International Foundation, because we're trying to brand them under the one name of Lions International. And the vision is to be the global leader in community and humanitarian service. And I think that those who are involved with Lions and those in the community who are aware of us will agree that we have met that vision, the mission, the motto, and the slogan. Going on, the next slide will show the Lions International emblem. And you'll notice that that emblem is totally in yellow and blue. And it used to have in the mouth a red tongue, but that has been removed because I felt it a little bit easier for clubs and publications to have just the two colors than have to pay for a third color. That would be in producing pins or newsletters or whatever. Next slide. We talk about here on the top of the pyramid, next slide. Well, I'll describe it and then we'll catch up to it. LCI, and we have the club, which is the backbone and foundation of our organization. And in that club is members. We then have a district. And in New Jersey, we have District 16N, 16J, 16L. We used to have 5 districts, A, B, C, D, and E. In my year when I was council chairman in 2011, 2012, we changed from 5, we redistrict to 3. And that is now NJL, like New Jersey Lions, NJL. Then you have the state, the multiple state, and the multiple district, and that is 16, MD16. And then above that, there you have LCI, which is the Lions Club International Board and officers. There are, in our organization, close to 50,000 clubs around the world. Now, various locations on the internet and Lions Club website, it'll say sometimes 46,000, 47,000. As of last week, it is very, very close to 50,000. And what we have also is 34 board of directors, and 12 of them come from the United States. There's 6 that serve 1 year, serve 2 years, and they go off in the odd or even. And then there's generally 5, which would be total 11. Because of the COVID and because of missing the international convention 2 years ago in Singapore, we kept the directors in office for another year. So they served 3 years. And when time for this group to go in, my group in 2021, we have the privilege of having 6 international directors go in. So there's 6 still staying on, going off this coming June, and there are 6 that came in. After this year, there will be 11, and alternating 6 and 5. There are generally 1 director from Canada, but this year, because again, the COVID, there are 2 directors from Canada, 1 going off and 1 will be on for 2 years. And taking that place will be somebody coming from Africa, and that'll be the new area that they lost out on having a director this year because of the COVID situation. The organization has 750 districts approximately around the world. And in each district, there are sometimes regions. We don't have to have regions, but there are regions. And within regions, we have zones. So sometimes there'll be 2 zones make up a region, or sometimes a few more. But it's up to each governor if he wants to have regions or zones. And depending on the so-called manpower, depends on how many positions we want to fill or whether we can share that responsibility with zone chairman. And then within those districts, within those clubs, we have community-minded men and women, not just men, not just women. But in 1987, we have our first woman joining Lions Clubs International. And a few months back, we actually had more women joining our organization than men in that particular month. So things have really progressed. When we look at the district cabinet structure, you will find that there is a district governor, and there are also on a line to the side, immediate past district governor, the cabinet secretary, cabinet treasurer, region chairperson, zone chairperson, second vice district governor, first vice district governor. And generally the second vice becomes first, the first vice becomes the district governor, but each one does get elected in each year. We also have other committees, and you'll notice in the black blocks there are various committees, but I will tell you that there's one committee. If you go down the line on the left side, it says Marketing Communications Committee. That name keeps changing back and forth every couple of years or so. We voted this past year, the board of directors, that it's going to be just the Marketing Committee, and documents have not yet caught up to show that Marketing Committee is the name. I actually sit on the Lions Club International Marketing Committee. The chairman is from France, the vice chairman is from India. There's a member also from Scandinavia, and then there's me. And we work on grants, advertising, budgets. We work on international convention. We decide who's going to be speaker, who's going to be the entertainment. We do the marketing, and we are also pretty much involved in so many areas of Lionism with a huge budget. But that is one of the responsibilities that the marketing committee has. The next picture shows that in 1917, the organization was formed by Melvin Jones. And that was really the second attempt to form Lions clubs. And there was once before, Royal Order of Lions, and it failed after a short time period. But when something fails, you don't just give up. And Melvin Jones then, who is our founder, never was he a club president, and never was he the president of the organization, but he was the founder. He helped form this organization. You notice back then, they were all men. As I mentioned, in 87, we no longer just have men in the organization. Next is a very important slide to me. In 1920, New Jersey basically formed its first Lions Club. We became international with the first Lions Club, Canadian club. That was the Windsor Lions Club. And then along comes the Camden Lions Club, December 15, 1920. And the Camden Lions Club is very famous for being home of the world's first drive-in theater, the first condensed soup, Campbell soup, and a few other things we're famous for. But one of the things we're also famous for, you'll see later on, is Harold P. Nutter was past international president. He served in 1951-52. He was from my club. And as a young kid coming with my father to Lions Club meetings, I got the privilege of meeting Harold Nutter, who was very influential in the Lions Club organization. The next picture, 1925, Helen Keller challenged the Lions to become the Knights of the Blind. And Benjamin Jones was the president, and he was from New Jersey. So among the top first presidents was from New Jersey. We've had a great impact on Lionism. And Helen Keller, who was blind and hearing impaired or deaf, believed that Lions could become the Knights of the Blind. And we took on as our goal and our projects blind and visually impaired, and also those with hearing impairment as well. Next picture.
Can I play the video?
You need to play the video? Yes, please.
This is the reenactment of Helen Keller's speech.
Dear lions and ladies, I suppose you have heard the legend that represents opportunity as a capricious lady who knocks on every door but once. And if the door isn't open quickly, she passes on, never to return. And that is as it should be. Lovely, desirable ladies won't wait. You have to go out and grab them. I am your opportunity. I am knocking at your door. I want to be adopted. The legend doesn't say what you are to do when several beautiful opportunities present themselves at the same door. I guess you have to choose the one you love best. I hope you will adopt me. I am the youngest here, and what I offer you is full of splendid opportunities for service. Try to imagine how you would feel if you were suddenly stricken blind today. Picture yourself stumbling and groping at noonday as in the night. Your work, your independence gone. You have heard how from the fingers of another, a ray of light from another soul touched the darkness of my mind, and I found myself, found the world, found God. It is because my teacher learned about me and broke through the dark, silent imprisonment which held me, that I am able to work for myself and others. The opportunity I bring to you, Lions, is this. Will you not help me hasten the day when there will be no preventable blindness, no little deaf blind child untaught, no blind man or woman unaided? I appeal to you, Lions, you who have your sight, you who are strong and kind and brave. Will you not constitute yourselves as knights of the blind in the crusade against darkness? Thank you.
Thank you. So as you heard, we took on blind, visually impaired, and sight and hearing. And as years have gone on, we've also progressed into other focuses as well, which we'll discuss later on. I want to bring up an answer to a question that was in the chat room. Somebody said they thought 14-15 is when we became NJNL. The answer is yes, that was the first year that we had district governors NJNL. Prior years with A, B, C, D, and E, but it was approved in my year in 2011-12, and that when it was voted on. But we needed a phase-in period so that we would be able to easily and logistically move into the 3 sub-districts. You'll hear now there's a picture of, we also were involved in the drafting of the United Nations Charter, and we are one of the non-government organizations, and every year we have a Lions Day at the UN or with the UN. It used to be in the UN, but right now, because of COVID and other security reasons, we're not in the building in the UN for a meeting. It'll be at the Westin Hotel, and various members of the UN will then come and speak with us. There are quite a few people who have been on the program, who attended the program, participated in the program, both on speakers and also being there as well as participants. But it's a great organization, great activity. And we've been very, very involved with the Lions organization, involved with the UN. And there are various times where the UN will come to us and ask us to do things that maybe they can't do, because we can cross political borders and boundaries, because we're in over 200 countries and geographical areas. The number that we are involved in Lions actually exceeds the number of geographical areas in the UN by a small number. If you go to the next slide, it shows in 1957, a program was created, and that was called the Leo program. And the first club, I believe, was in Pennsylvania, in Abington. And you have here a picture of a gentleman who was the first Leo Lion, I believe, or excuse me, first Leo. And do we have some words of him?
Yes.
They had and I think both my dad, his name was James Graver, and Bill Ernst, served on. They had what they called a youth committee. There were a number of committees that the club had, but this was a youth committee. And I think they were looking for a project. Well, long about that time, I had moved on from the junior high onto high school at Abington. This would have been the fall of 1956. So then we go into, so that would be my first year there. And one of the things that I noticed at that particular time, this was 56, 57, the other service clubs that I was aware of, like the Kiwanis Club, they had a junior service club that was active. It was, I think it was, there was a wheel club and there was a key club. And I can remember having, I don't know, one day I was just talking with my dad and I said, you know, it's interesting that these other service clubs have these junior service clubs at the high school, and Lions don't have one. And I think that little conversation that we had, you know, kind of sparked his interest. So I think he took that back to the committee, and they talked about the idea of establishing a junior Lions club. It didn't have a name at that point. It was just the idea that, and so there was probably a little, you know, probably a little competitive interest on their part. They, you know, they wanted to see Lions have a presence there at the high school. So anyway, they did, and that was 1957.
Everything I deserve. Like always checking my zip code for a claim with a favorite that passed right back to my social security check. Millions of people have called the Medicare coverage help.
Okay, next slide, please. Oh, there, you have it now. Perfect. In 1968, the Lions Club International Foundation is established. Now, Lions Club's organization itself is a 501c4 organization, and the foundation is what we call a 501c3 organization. So when somebody wants to make a contribution to Lions, so to speak, it's made through the Lions Club International Foundation, known as LCIF. When it first was formed in 1968, it was only either the international or club that presented LCIF Melvin Jones fellows, but now it could be purchased by making a donation. Either the club makes it for you, or you make it for yourself, or even people who are not involved and related to Lions Club can help contribute to somebody becoming a Melvin Jones Fellow. The next level is a progressive Melvin Jones Fellow, and every time you make a contribution or one made in your name, you get another stone on a pin, and the color of the pin changes colors from gold, white gold, and back and forth, and it has different stones of rubies and diamonds and emeralds and turquoise, you name it. I mean, there's different stones, and you can get that pin. It helps signify your commitment to the organization. I think that we have other slides on here later on. Let me see if there's the next one or not. We'll come back to this, but well, oh, good, it's a couple down. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. So the LCIF organization foundation It does have its own links that you can go into and find out more about it. They make it easy now to make contributions. It can be done online. It doesn't have to just be printed out and sent to Lions Club International. But if your club is going to make a contribution, they really should do it as soon as possible, because anybody thinking right now of honoring an individual to be honored at the state convention or in their club or community, whatever, there's a backup of a couple of months to make the plaque and also get them out. So you do not want to delay. I didn't mention it last night when I gave the seminar to the presidents, but many clubs have in their account unnamed recipients. So the club might have $3,000 or $4,000 that they can use that money and have a member become a Melvin Jones Fellow, or pick the mayor or somebody involved in the community or another honored citizen, and also make that person a Melvin Jones Fellow, putting a notice in the newspaper and having a luncheon or a dinner in that person's honor. That also advances Lions Club International. In 1987, the Lions International became the first service club organization to admit women. And that certificate there, is that for the first woman?
That's right.
Okay. And
We also have a video. If
you have a video. Go ahead, please.
So one Tuesday, one of my judges came by and invited me to join him for lunch. He was going to Hotel Texas, where the Lions Club met at noon every Tuesday. Well, I knew it was a male organization, and I thought, well, how nice of him to extend the courtesy. I'm delighted to go. So we went, had lunch, met a lot of his friends, about 125 men in the room. And it was a nice visit. I enjoyed it. The next week he came by my office and he said, Suzanne, come and go to lunch with me again. This time bring your checkbook. I thought, well, I guess he wants me to buy lunch. Okay. I said, what am I going to do? And he said, when we arrive, the secretary is going to be at the meeting today, and he's going to bring an application. And we'd like you to fill out that application and put a check along with it. And we want you to be the first female to be a member, for sure, in our club, hopefully the state of Texas, and maybe the world. But we've got to get it in today to get your name on the books. And so I did. And here we are in 2021 talking to you this morning as I'm still around and I'm still going strong.
Great, thank you. In 1990, we started a fundraising project. We launched a fundraising project called Campaign Site First. I mentioned Larry Ragone earlier this evening, and coincidentally, Larry Ragone was the chairman of the Campaign Site First for the state of New Jersey at that time. It was a very successful program. And we then launched Campaign Site First 2. And the program that we're now in right now is called Campaign 100. And we're trying to raise $300 million. We're about 85% there. And we're looking for everybody to get involved. We're asking clubs to get involved in becoming model clubs, which means an average of $500 per person has been contributed. Many clubs, unfortunately, can't hit that level. Some have already hit it and don't realize they hit it, because we're going retroactively for a few years in counting your contributions during that obligation. And if one club wanted to become a model club now, they have 3 more years in which to reach that amount of money. For those clubs who, for some reason, can't become model clubs, we're asking those clubs to consider becoming 100% participatory clubs. And that means each member, not an average, but each member donates $50. And by each member contributing $50, the club can become a 100% contributory club. So I'd like you to go back to your clubs and see if your club can at least get each member to contribute $50 and become a contributory club member, or at least maybe a model club as well. In 2017, a medal was issued, and that medal was the International 100 Years of being a Lions organization. It got approved by legislators in the government, federal government, approving this. And The vote came down to needing one more person. And at that point, I got a call from Lions Club International asking me if I would call my congressman, Andrews, and see if I could get his support because we needed one more vote for it to be approved. Congressman Andrews from the Camden County area, I happen to know his chauffeur's cell phone number because I had had him speak many times to my club. I called his cell phone. He then got Congressman Andrews on the phone, who then went and voted, and he became the deciding vote that we got the approval to have this coin minted. And you then could purchase that coin. You still can get them probably on eBay. I don't think International has anymore, I'm not sure. But that is a real nice, it has Melvin Jones on one side, and on the other side, it has a male and female lion. And on the bottom, it also has a cub, a Leo, so to speak. So you have the three different levels, male, female, and Leo, which can also be male and female. Next picture. Well, so the first Lions Club in New Jersey is the Camden Lions Club. We celebrated 100 years. We have 3 districts, and the first year to have 3 districts was under Council Chairman Council Chairman Winster Savelas, and that was in 2014-15. Again, it was approved in 2011-12. We have a current membership of over 4,000 members, and clubs, we have 167 clubs, so that's throughout the state. Always looking for more clubs. Clubs can be an area. It can also be a specialty club. We have ethnic clubs. We have Pennsauken Korean Lions Club. We have the Lansing Bangladesh Lions Club. We have various clubs of Asian ancestry, and we have specialty clubs of Special Olympics. We have a physical fitness Lions Club. We have a new club, which I was involved in the induction of officers, installation of members, and presenting of their charter, which is the Artist Lions Club. So you can have different specialties. And when I was in Wisconsin last week, I was discussing specialty clubs. They did not have one, or they have a branch club with Special Olympics. Next picture, please. So the next picture you have is a picture first of Benjamin Franklin Jones. As I mentioned, I believe he was from the Newark Club, 1925-26. And we have Harold Nutter, H-A-R-L-O-D, I said H-E-R-O-D, but Harold Nutter, president, 1951-52. Next picture. We have here the luxury of having some past international directors. And we have Waylon Kramer, and he was from the Camden Club. We have, second was Harold Nutter from the Camden Club. Third, Herbert Burham, who actually ran for third vice president and was not successful. We have William McCormick, and these are now people that I knew and met in my early stages of Lionism. And we have William McCormick there. Max Strub. Max was also the state secretary and ran the office. State secretary was a precursor of what we call state advisor now. And then we had John Swantek from the Pemberton Township Lions Club. We have Gordon Post from the Denville Lions Club. And when Gordon retired and moved out west to Arizona, he gave me all his club banners that he had received when he was international director. Then we have Chuck Weimer, who, as I mentioned before, along with Larry Rigon, were my mentors. I would drive Chuck Weimer to cabinet meetings and various meetings when he got to the point where he couldn't drive his own. And then the next picture highlighted, we have Stan Grossman from the Springfield Lions Club. These are directors and current PIDs and current directors who are still alive. We have Stan Grossman, 1999, 2001. We have Bob Moore, 2005, 2007. We have Mel Bray, 2015, 2017, and yours truly, you have me, 2021 to 2023. Next slide, international conventions. So we have on here, 1923, the 7th convention. And these were conventions, by the way, which were in Atlantic City. So we have 1923, 1951, 1955, 1961. As I mentioned, I attended my first convention as a 5-year-old at International Convention. Then there was the 1970 convention. And the next page, we're showing the next international convention. And we have on here Montreal, 2022. It was supposed to be New Delhi, India, because of the COVID virus. We moved it to Montreal, which was supposed to be last year, and that became virtual convention. The following year is Boston, then Melbourne, Australia. 2025 is Mexico City. 2026, Atlanta, Georgia. 2027, Washington, D.C. 2028, Singapore. And I've heard mixed comments that the 2029 is going to be New Delhi. When we canceled it in 2022, we were postponing it. We weren't just canceling it. I've heard some people say that it is New Delhi. I can tell you that the board of directors has not seen that yet. We have a board of directors meeting coming up in April, and I'm sure they'll put it to a vote, and most likely it'll pass. But those are the next international conventions. When you are a member, anybody can attend international conventions, and the one in Montreal would be truly pleasurable to attend, since we haven't had an in-person convention for a couple of years. And you can make application now. There is a reduced rate for making application that goes until March 31st. I'm going to have a board meeting in Montreal, and after the board meeting, I'll have the international convention. So I'm going to be in Montreal about 13 days comes June, conducting my business virtually, so to speak, from Canada. Next picture, please. We also have Lions Day, USA Canada Lions Leadership Forums. And this coming year will be Calgary, and the following year, Reno, and then Louisville, Kentucky, and Atlantic City, New Jersey, 2025. The one in Louisville was canceled during the COVID, so we have rescheduled it for there. And we vote. The vote it's presented by a committee, brought to the International Board of Directors, and the Board of Directors will then have a discussion and vote on where we're going to be. After we had this discussion, the vice presidents and the other members of the directors turned to me and asked me if I would like to make the resolution, which was nice because I got to make the resolution for the forum coming to New Jersey, coming to Atlantic City. The committee did a fantastic job, the New Jersey committee, mostly consisting of Dale Bell and Albert Alizzi, both past council chairmen. They did a tremendous presentation. The city of Atlantic City tremendously helped. I believe they offered $65,000 to be able to use as the international forum committee sees fit. Our delegation will be in one location. Many other times, the convention or the forum location is one building, and we have to pay lots of money for that building. And the delegation stays in 3 or 4 different hotels. And there is buses, a whole system set up to take people back and forth from their hotels to the convention center. When we're in Atlantic City, we're going to be at Harrah's. It will have one building that we will not have to travel back and forth to different hotels. We will be in one facility, so we don't have to pay for a large convention center. We're going to have that extra money. We're going to give them to us by the Tourism Bureau. We're going to also not have to have the bus transportation system. We will not have a major expenditure that we would have had in other locations. And again, Atlantic City got approved for the 2025 forum. We're going to be looking for all clubs and members to help us. We're going to need about 200 plus members to be involved at that forum, greeting other Lions, maybe transporting them back and forth from an airport or whatever, being there to give them directions on where to find things, being there in sessions to help make sure books and materials are given out. So New Jersey is going to have a great impact with the Lions Canada, USA Canada Lions Leadership Forum. If we were in one room right now, I'd be asking you all to raise your hand and say who's been there before, and many of you have been there. But it'll be a tremendous time, and also participating will give you a in that you normally don't get when you come to these forums. And the next picture shows the state convention headquarters, but that doesn't look like, right, that's not Harris, that's Tropicana, right? Because this year's state convention in May is going to be at Tropicana instead of Bally's. Tropicana and Bally's got bought, and Bally's went to one company and Tropicana went with us to Harris. So we have the same company with Harris and the Tropicana. It'll be a fantastic location. We have a speaker coming in, an international director coming from California, Ken Ibarra from the San Francisco area. He and his wife, Amy, will become and be our speakers. As an international director, we travel a lot and we go around to different states and communities and speak on behalf of Lionism, on behalf of our international director. And we also motivate, inspire, and educate those we meet. In October, I was in Maryland. In November, I was in New York. In January, I was in Minnesota. February, I was in Wisconsin, coming up in about a week in Nebraska. In March, I'm going to Tennessee, then Iowa, then Louisiana, and the following month, Hawaii, then Texas, and then the following month, Pennsylvania, and so on and so forth. And it starts again and goes for another year. So we're constantly traveling as an international director, going around, but I made sure that I was going to be available to be able to come to our state convention, May 19th, May 21st. So I'd like you all please to go back to your club and get the documents. You can actually download, I'm not sure if it's on our website yet for the state. If not, it will be there shortly. But consider coming to the convention. If you can come Thursday night to the cocktail party, that's great. If you can come Friday, that's great. If you come the whole weekend, it's fantastic. But most of the activities are really on Saturday, and Saturday night we have a banquet as well when we welcome the incoming Council of Governors, and we thank the outgoing Council of Governors as well. I think that was the last slide there. Okay, I want to cover a couple other items here, please. You'll notice there's a lion that we often wear various shirts, hats, pins, lapels, whatever it may be. There is a club supply store that's located in Oak Brook. You can contact your club secretary if you want to order something, and sometimes you actually order on your own, but they rather go through the club secretaries because then we have a better way to make sure that the bill get paid. But if you wanted to purchase something and pay for it at the same time, there is a procedure in which you can do so. The staff in Oak Brook, we've been cutting back our staff because we're trying to save money. We've been reallocating jobs and responsibilities, and wherever we can save a dollar, we have been trying to do that. We have a potential dues increase. It's going to be voted on in Montreal, and if it gets approved, then we're looking for international dues increase of $3 for 2023-24, and then $2 for the following year extra, and $2 more after that. So it'll be a total increase of $7. That amount is still much lower than what Kiwanis charge, what Rotary charges. So our dues are very competitive. But we understand that all organizations, especially in the United States, these service organizations are all suffering and trying to find members. When we get new members, it is an honor becoming a member. You get asked to be a member. We'd like you, when you become a member, to be involved in the club, to take on responsibilities, to attend as many meetings as you possibly can attend, to, if you can, attend district and zone meetings, come to a convention or two. We ask you to maybe consider making contribution to LCIF. We want you to go out and also ask somebody else to join as well. We need more members. More members means more hands. More hands means provide more service. And when you become a member of the Lions Club, we also want you to provide whatever service you can provide. Be involved in the club activities. Don't be afraid to come up with new ideas. There might be a lion or two who says, no, in my day, that didn't work. Well, things change. And we need to keep trying and keep on doing that. We also need you to pay your dues. And the club, the district, the state, international, all rely on dues being paid so we can provide services at those different levels. And if you don't pay your club dues, it becomes a domino effect. It makes it difficult for the club, for the district, and for the state to pay their dues. So we need you to be involved. We need you to participate. We need you to attend activities like this. And hopefully this will become an annual event, not just for the state, but in your district as well. You have a sponsor. Feel free to go to that sponsor anytime you have a question. Go to the president. Go to any district, any zone officer, any regional officer, any state officer, any international officer, and any other member in your club, because we want you to be the most informed, most involved, and most inspired. I've been a member myself, as you heard, since 1984. It is one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Jeff. All right. The next presentation is from past Council Chair Mahesh Chitnis. Mahesh, your video is still off.
Yeah, not the presentation, but just wanted to update on a couple of things that we have. Do we have Council Chair Armando on call?
He is here. Yeah.
Yeah, so let him speak. He wanted to talk about something.
Okay, thank you to KCC, to Mahesh, and ID, Jeff. I mean, we have so many individuals that we have so much knowledge of Lionism, and we are blessed to have all of you here. Today, I want to just reflect and talk about the Lions Day in New Jersey. And we're going to have that on April 23rd in the morning. And we'd like to have all the clubs in MD16 participate. And our slogan is, let's clean up New Jersey. All right. And we're looking into the main streets and the towns to get more exposure for the Lions, and want to include the mayors of each town to be notified so they could play an important role in this cleanup. Each town that will help out by donating the garbage bags and the gloves and the canes to pick up the garbage. By getting the elected officials involved, it becomes a big deal. You know, and that's the key, by making it a big deal, and it all has to come is from you, from the clubs, from the governors. And what we're talking about is not selling the steak, we got to sell the sizzle. So by selling the sizzle, okay, it makes it big, and we wanted it to be a big Lions Day, so everyone gets recognized. So New Jersey, everyone in the area knows what the Lions are all about, right? So we want everyone's participation, and we wanted to set up tables so we can have individuals actually register the new members, because by us being out there, being active, many people are going to be saying, what do we have to do to also participate? Especially, like, for instance, in my town in Hillside, I already got the council members involved. I already got the mayor involved. They're looking forward to it. They're excited, and we're looking to clean up the town. So, you know, when you actually go out and you speak to the elected officials in your town, they're for it, right? Who doesn't want a clean town? And who doesn't want their streets to be clean? And the Lions are there to volunteer to do that. So it's exciting. I'll be collaborating with all the Lions in each of the districts and participating at all the line leaders from each district as coordinators, such as the IDs, KIDs, the governors, the PDGs, the zone chairs, VDGs, the region chairs, and we want everyone to be involved. We want everyone to play a part in the Lions and Leos day in New Jersey. All right. So the Leos are playing an important part. Okay, we're looking for all of us to collaborate and work together. And talking about Leos, we wanted them to be Leos for the day. LEO. Right. Let's enjoy ourselves. We need to all work together and collaborate. And by all of us harnessing our energy and making this day work, we definitely are going to have a lot of publicity, and the new members will have to be respected in their areas as well. With a little bit of inspiration and perspiration, we will have a successful day. So let's enjoy ourselves and let's serve from the heart. And we're going to be getting these flyers out hopefully by this Saturday. All right, so we're going to be sending them out to all the clubs. With that, we're looking for everyone to participate. We're looking for everyone to collaborate, and let's go and enjoy ourselves. And don't forget about the sweetheart dance that we can also enjoy ourselves in the evening as well. Thank you so much. All right, and let's continue to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to go over a couple of questions and comments that are in the chat box. I just now had a chance to review. It was difficult to see all the screens at the same time. As far as LCAF is concerned, let me point out that for 16N, you can contact past Council Chairman Winster or past Council Chairman Jack Romano. For 16J, past District Governor Dawn. For 16L, past Council Chairman Al. And they will have the dollar amounts for each club and what one needs in order to get the model club category. And as I said, there are clubs out there already that may take just a small amount or have already accomplished it. They just need to sign up and become that. We have in our state, as Dawn has pointed out to me, 400% model club. That's fantastic. And I just heard from Cash that the West Windsor Lions Club is going to be a 200% visionary model club. A question that one said was about life membership. A way to honor an outgoing president is to make that person a Melvin Jones Fellow. And especially if there's funds already that your club has given that hasn't named somebody as a Melvin Jones Fellow, that could be given to the outgoing president. And another award one can give is a life membership. And to get life membership in Lions Club International, there are certain requirements one needs to meet. One of them is any member in the club who's maintained active membership as a Lion for 20 years or more. Or any member of a club who's maintained such active membership for 15 or more years and is at least 70 years old. Then any member of a club who's critically ill, doesn't matter how long that person has been a member, and has rendered outstanding service to his or her club, his or her community, or the association may be granted life membership in the local club upon recommendation of his or her club and payment to the association of $650. So you can become a life member there. You also become a life member if you want of Lions Eye Research Foundation, LIRF, or Lions Eye Bank of Delaware Valley. They have life memberships as well. Let me see if there's any other questions before I turn it back over to Mahesh. I'm sorry, let me see. I see some chats here. Thank you, very informative. I think we've hit the questions. And by the way, I'd like to point out that when I ran for international director, Marianne Rigone, who's on today, actually gave my speech online for Lions virtual. And we were allowed 2 minutes to make a presentation. And Marianne spoke for about 1 minute and 45 seconds. And believe it or not, I was able to keep my speech down to 10 seconds.
That is truly unbelievable. But
yes. Yes. Okay. Anybody else?
That's amazing for a lawyer.
Yeah.
The
I
judge
just
would
wanted
know
to
that.
talk about one more event that is coming up. We are not ready to officially announce yet, but I can sort of give a sneak peek to this group. We will be having, we will attempt to break a world record for chain of eyeglasses on 1st of May this year, thanks to ID Jeff and his team of the marketing committee. They approved us Lions Club International grant for marketing that is helping us in having a big event. We intend to have a chain of 100,000 eyeglasses, which will break the existing record by almost 5 times. So we are working on that. We are still not signed up a couple of places that we need to do the contracts, etc. But once the contracts are done, we would be announcing that probably by beginning of March, middle of March. And the event would be on 1st of May. We would need as many volunteers as we can. We have to connect 100,000 eyeglasses in 3 hours. So we need a lot of people. So please tell your clubs, bring your family, bring your kids, and let's sort of have a mega news-making event that we will all remember for the rest of our lives.
Let me point out that Lions International has grants that we give $15,000 to multiple district, $5,000 to a single district. And in the fall, I was listening and voting on $100,000, $200,000 worth of grants. I quickly ran back, well, I didn't run, but I quickly contacted our people in our state and told them that if they put together an application and get it in within a week or two, that we would be able to hopefully get a $15,000 grant. And that was put on the agenda. I made sure I spoke on it and then reclused myself from the vote because of having a little bit of conflict of interest there. And of course, we were able to get a $15,000 grant for New Jersey. So that was a nice little thing that we were able to do. And it's a great program. And once we're in the Guinness World Record, hopefully we'll be there for a long, long time. And it'll add a lot of publicity to our state as well. I will also point out, of all the grants, I would tell you that the marketing committee absolutely was fascinated with that idea. And in some of their audiovisual programs mentioned about the Guinness contest that we're going to be involved in. So a great honor for New Jersey. And thank you, New Jersey, for doing what you're doing. I also want to mention that when I talk about LCIF, Kevin is the chairman for 16J. Dawn is the multiple district chairman for LCIF. Let me see if there's any other chat comments here. I do want to thank the Lion from Barbados, I believe it is, who's actually been involved now for 2 or 3 nights and coming, and it's nice to see not only new Lions, but old time Lions as well. And I also see Lori Gill, hi Lori, and her husband was a district governor in 16L. We have with us, besides Council Chairman Armando and past Council Chairman Mahesh, we have past district governor and state parliamentarian Brad Day. And we have also with us past Council Chairman Jack Romano. Oh, right there. We have past international director Bob Moore. And I will also say he's one of my mentors as well, especially after the death of Chuck Weimer. But Bob always made me feel good. I call him a PID, past international director. And before I got approved, he voted and elected, he would call me FID, future international director. So Bob is here. Bob gave the orientation last month, I believe. Is that correct? Right, he's nodding. Okay. And we also have past District Governor Dawn. We have past District Governor Marianne Ragone. And we have, let me see anybody else on here. Not going down to the vice district governors or cabinet secretaries or cabinet treasurers and all that kind of stuff, because there are also many on here as well. But I think I've covered the highlight of that category in our state. I'm also wearing a shirt, and this shirt is the shirt that was given out at the, or you bought, nothing ever gets given out. But this was the shirt for the International Convention. It's a, looks like an Hawaiian type shirt. And I can assure you that when I wear it at the board meeting coming up in Hawaii, that I'll be in April, I'll be wearing this shirt. Although I have worn it now for the last 2 seminars, so it will get washed. Okay. Mahesh, you're on. Council Chair, past Council Chairman Mahesh.
Sure. Is everybody in for a quick Kahoot quiz? If you are, you can log into kahoot.it. Open your browser, open on your phone, put in your browser Kahoot, KHOOT.IT. Oh, I was about to put it, and I think Anu has already put that in. And once you log in there, I'll give you the pin. I'm a little behind in this.
And you were past Council Chairman, in the past Cabinet Secretary, past Cabinet Treasurer.
I am just a lion, but I was
But you
but I was a cabinet secretary. Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, you're past Cabinet Secretary. Okay, we're all just lions. In fact, most of my emails and documents will have Lion Jeff Gans and then ID, because the lion came first. I'm always a lion, and that's what's important. The title is afterwards.
All right, I am ready to host the Kahoot. So if you are logged into Kahoot, please put in the pin 811-4019. 811-4019. And just remember, we are not playing for nothing. Since we have our avid pin collector, Jeff, our presenter today, the winner of this will get a limited edition pin that will be sent to the winners. So please try to, when you're choosing the nickname, please choose the name that we can recognize.
Yeah, and PID Bob Moore is very competitive.
Very competitive.
The pin again is 811-4019. We'll start the quiz, but if you feel like you can join anytime, and this quiz is nothing about your memories. Like, we are going to talk about, the quiz is only about what we discussed today. So everything that we talked about, like ID Jeff just talked about.
By the way, I forgot to mention, I see on the list here, past Council Chairman Winster is on as well.
Yeah. All right, so let's start. The first question. Where will be USA-Canada Alliance Leadership Forum in 2025? Red, Atlantic City. Blue, Calgary. Yellow, Reno. And green, Washington, D.C. And yes, everybody who replied right. It is going to be in Atlantic City. In 2022, the forum is going to be in Calgary. So be ready, start planning for going to Calgary for the forum this year.
And we have all your names. So we're hopefully you'll be in Atlantic City with us.
Yes, absolutely. And we have to take people to Calgary and Reno also, so that
Yes.
they will know what to expect here. Next, before next question, the leaderboard. Mike H was the fastest. Just a Lion was second fastest. Glenn, D, and KL are on the leaderboard. Next question. Where is the next international convention? Is it in Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, or Boston? Red Calgary, blue Toronto, yellow Montreal, and green Boston. Yes, it is in Montreal.
And by the way, you can take a train there or fly there or drive there. And 1996, we had our last convention in Montreal. My wife and I took the train there, and it's easy to get to.
It's 5-hour drive, so all of us can go. I have to throw in Toronto because the Toronto is the one when I became a district governor, that is where we had a convention.
And the last time we were in Boston, it was going to be New Orleans, and they had the hurricane and the flood, and we moved it with very short notice to Boston.
Okay. So there is a little bit of change in leaderboard. Just New Jersey Lion moves up. I think he just exchanged a position with, he or she exchanged position with Mike H. So let's have the next question. True or false? First woman was inducted in Lions Club in 1968. True or false? Blue, true, and red, false. Yes, it is false. Like the first woman was inducted in 1987. And that is also like a little bit of a trick question. When we had our first convention in 1917, we did have women attending that convention as Lions. So the wording should be the first woman in the new era was in 1987. D has a streak of 3 correct answers in a row. Mike H takes the lead back. And Brad, just a New Jersey Lion, and Glenn follow the leader. Next question. Who was the first international president from New Jersey? Was it Dr. W.P. Woods, Melvin Jones, Benjamin Franklin Jones, or Harold P. Nutter? Red is W.P. Woods, blue Melvin Jones, yellow Benjamin Franklin Jones, and majority of you are right. Benjamin Franklin Jones was the first president from New Jersey who accepted the challenge of Helen Keller to become the Knights of Blind.
He was an attorney, became a very distinguished judge, and actually in that decade and the decade after, ran Lions Club International pretty much. He was the powerhouse, just like Harold Nutter was in the 50s.
Yep, yeah. Let's see the leaderboard. D, Brad, Justin, J. Lion, Mike H, and Glenn are on the leaderboard. Next question. How many Lion districts do we have in New Jersey? Red 3, blue 5, yellow 12, or green 16? How many Lions districts do we have in New Jersey? Yes, almost everyone is right. It is 3. We wish we would have 16 district. Just a tidbit information that to be a viable district, we need to have 1,250 members and 35 clubs. So if we had 16 districts, we would have had a whole lot of members, which would have loved to have.
I thought that might have been a trick question with sub-districts.
Yeah. So the leaderboard is D on the top. Brad, Mike, Just NJ Lion, and Glenn are on the leaderboard. Next question. When was Lions centennial year? Was it in 1917, 1925, 1968, or 2017? Red, 1917, blue, 1925, yellow, 1968, and green, 2017. Yes, majority of you are right. The centennial was in 2017. The Lions Club was founded in 1917, so 100 years, it will be 2017. 1925, Helen Keller challenged Lions to be Knights of Blind, and 1968, the Lions Club International Foundation was formed. D is on fire. There is a streak of 6 correct answers, and we just changed the rest of the leaderboard up and down. Next question. What is our motto? Our motto is to be the global leader in community and humanitarian service, to empower Lions clubs and volunteers and partners. We serve liberty, intelligence, our nation's safety. And almost all of you are right. So there seems to be not much change in the leaderboard. There is just a swap of 2nd and 3rd position. The next question. Where was the first Lions Club in New Jersey? Red, Trenton, blue, Camden, yellow, Jersey City. Oops, everybody answered really quickly. No, nobody has a doubt where it was. It is in Camden. So there is a little bit of change in the leaderboard. That is probably because Brad was a little slow on clicking on the Camden. Next question. How many Lion members do we have in New Jersey? 1,400 plus, 4,000 plus, 200,000 plus, and 1.4 million. Yes, we do have 4,000 plus Lion members in New Jersey, with three districts with 167 clubs. The now just an NJ Lion is on fire. He has a highest answer streak of 6. Let me go to the next question. True or false? Leo is the youth wing of Lions Club. True, blue, false, red. Leo is the youth wing of Lions Club. Yes, all of you are right. So let's see who is on the leaderboard. D is 3rd. Mike H is 2nd, and on the podium is Just NJ Lion. Just NJ Lion. And we have runner-up Jen and Glenn. Just an NJ Lion, please let us know who you are in the chat box, and we will send you the pin. Back to you, Anu.
Is that Pinster just an NJ Lion? So I forgot to mention that the PCC Winster is also very competitive. So, all right, that was, I'm sure everyone had fun. So once again, thank you everybody for joining. Like I mentioned, we will have another new member orientation next month on a different day. If you can spread the word to the new Lion members in your district to attend, that would be beneficial to the new Lions coming in. The Lions attending don't have to be really new, because we are always learning something new from our speakers and facilitators. I hope this session was informative and meaningful and fun for you at the end. Thank you for joining and have a great night.
You too.
Good night, everybody, and thank you for attending.
Night.
Thank you
Night.
for the good
Do we have the
information.
date? Do we have the date for next month? For the new member?
We will announce it. It's not, we don't have it yet.
Okay, only because we had 6 new members in the club.
Okay, yeah, it will be announced soon, Dawn.
Okay, as long as it's not a Tuesday night, because unfortunately we meet on Tuesday.
Yeah, it will not be either Tuesday or Thursday, because we have done those days. So it will be on one of the other 3 days of the week, most
Thank you very
likely
much.
a Monday.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All righty, thank you so much.
Anu, I have a question. Is the
Oh, yeah.
format the same? Is the format the same at each orientation? Like,
It's similar, you know, we will have a different speaker, so they bring their own style and, you know, sometimes their own stories to it, right? So the next one,
For example, not everyone can come from the Camden Lions Club.
oh, yes, I know that. Okay, I want to just tell my members at my club, so I just want to let them know what to expect.
okay.
Okay,
Alrighty.
thank you.
Thank you for joining.
All right, good night. Thanks all.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
And hey,
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Oh, I was about to say thank you to Jeff, and he logged out.
I am sorry, I didn't see this message, but Rohel wanted me to talk about tomorrow's session. So for anyone who is still out there, we have a My Lion refresher tomorrow. And if you would like to join, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll email it to people.
Yeah, the Zoom info was earlier put in chat, but yes, please email it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. See you all.
Bye.
Bye.